right. Welcome everyone to the Great Bible Read-Thru, starting in on the New Testament here in December. Let's go ahead and get on with it. Oops, all right. Got Bernardo joining me here today. You've seen him in a previous episode. Okay. Gospel of St. Matthew, the genealogy of Christ and marriage of his mother Mary. The angel satisfieth Joseph's mind. Chapter 1. This is the book of the generation of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham begat Isaac. Isaac begat Jacob. Jacob begat Judah and his brethren. Judah begat Pharez and Zerah of Tamar. Pharez begat Esrom. Esrom begat Aram. Aram begat Aminadab. Aminadab begat Nahshon. Nahshon begat Salmon. Salmon begat Boaz of Rahab. Boaz begat Obed of Ruth. Obed begat Jesse. Jesse begat David the king. David the king begat Solomon. Of her, that was the wife of Urias. Solomon begat Rehoboam. Rehoboam begat Abiah. Abiah begat Asa. Asa begat Josaphat. Josaphat begat Joram. Joram begat Ozias or Uzziah. Ozias begat Joatam. Joatam begat Ahaz. Ahaz begat Ezekias or Hezekiah. Hezekiah begat Manasseh. Manasseh begat Ammon. Ammon begat Josiah. Josiah begat Jeconiah and his brethren about the time they were carried away to Babylon. And after they were brought to Babylon, Jeconiah begat Salatiel. Salatiel begat Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel begat Abihud. Abihud begat Eliakim. Eliakim begat Azor. Azor begat Zadok. Zadok begat Akin. Akin begat Eliud. Eliud begat Eleazar. Eleazar begat Matan. Matan begat Jacob. There you go. Jacob begat Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom was born Jesus, even he that is called Christ. And so all the generations from Abraham to David are 14 generations, and from David unto the captivity of Babylon are 14 generations, and from the captivity of Babylon unto Christ are 14 generations. The birth of Jesus Christ was on this wise. When his mother Mary was married to Joseph, before they came to dwell together, she was found with child by the Holy Ghost. Then Joseph her husband, because he was a righteous man, and would not put her to shame, he was minded privily to depart from her, or part from her. But while he thus thought, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in sleep, saying, Joseph, thou son of David, fear not to take unto thee Mary thy wife, for that which is conceived in her cometh of the Holy Ghost. She shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins. All this was done that it might be fulfilled which is spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, Behold, a maid shall be with child, and thou shalt bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel. Which, if a man interpret, it is as much to say as God with us. Joseph, as soon as he awoke out of sleep, did as the angel of the Lord had bidden him. And he took his wife unto him, and knew her not till she had brought forth her first begotten son, and called his name Jesus. 2. Chapter 2. When Jesus was born at Bethlehem, a city of Jewry, in the time of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he that is born King of Jews? For we have seen his star in the east, and are come to worship him. When Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all the city of Jerusalem with him. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he demanded of them where Christ should be born. And they said unto him, At Bethlehem in Jewry, for thus it is written by the prophet, Now Bethlehem in the land of Judah art not the least among the princes of Judah, for out of thee shall there come unto me the captain, that shall govern my people Israel. Then Herod, when he had privily called the wise men, he inquired of them diligently. Diligently what time the star appeared, And he bade them go to Bethlehem, and said, Go your way thither, and search diligently for the child. And when you have found him, bring me word again, that I may come and worship him also. When they had heard the king, they departed, and lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them, till it came and stood over the place wherein the child was. When they saw the star, they were exceeding glad, and went into the house, and found the child with Mary his mother, and fell down flat and worshipped him, and opened their treasures, and offered unto him gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And after they were warned of God in sleep, that they should not go again to Herod, they returned into their own country another way. When they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in sleep, saying, Arise, and take the child and his mother, and flee into Egypt, and be thou there till I bring thee word. For it will come to pass that Herod shall seek the child to destroy him. So, when he awoke, he took the child and his mother by night, and departed into Egypt, and was there unto the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, Out of Egypt have I called my son. Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, he was exceeding wroth, and sent forth men of war, and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem, and in all the coasts, as many as were 2 years old were under, according to the time which he had diligently known out of the wise men. Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by the prophet Jeremy, whereas he said, In Ramah was there a voice heard, lamentation, weeping, and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, and would not be comforted, because they were not. But when Herod was dead, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in a sleep to Joseph in Egypt, saying, Arise, and take the child and his mother, and go into the land of Israel, for they are dead which sought the child's life. And he arose and took the child and his mother, and came into the land of Israel. But when he heard that Archelaus did reign in Jewry, in the room of his father Herod, he was afraid to go thither. Notwithstanding, after he was warned of God in his sleep, he turned aside into the parties of Galilee, and went and dwelt in a city which is called Nazareth, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophets, He shall be called a Nazarite, or Nazarene. 3. The baptism, preaching, and office of John, and how Christ was baptized of him in Jordan. In those days came John the Baptist, preaching in the wilderness of Jewry, saying, Repent of the life that is past, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. For this is he of whom the prophet Isaiah spake, which saith, The voice of a crier in the wilderness, Prepare ye the way of the Lord, and make his paths straight. This John had a garment of camel's hair, and a girdle of skin about his loins, as meat was locusts and wild honey. Then went out to him Jerusalem and all Jewry, and all the region round about Jordan, and were baptized of him in Jordan, confessing their sins. But when he saw many of the Pharisees and Sadducees come to his baptism, and baptism is usually spelled without an S. Baptism. He said unto them, O generation of vipers, who hath taught you to flee from the vengeance to come? Bring forth therefore the fruits that belong to repentance, and be not of such mind that you would say within yourselves, We have Abraham to our father. For I say unto you that God is able to bring to pass that of these stones there shall rise up children unto Abraham. Even now is the axe also put unto the root of the trees, such that every tree which bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. I baptize in water unto repentance, but he that shall come after me is mightier than I, whose shoes I am not worthy to bear. He shall baptize you with the Holy Ghost and with fire, whose fan is in his hand, and he will purge his threshing floor, and gather his wheat into the barn, but will burn the chaff with unquenchable fire. Then cometh Jesus from Galilee to Jordan unto John, to be baptized of him. But John forbade him, saying, I have need to be baptized of thee, and comest thou to me? Jesus answered and said unto him, Let it be so now, for thus it becometh us to fulfill all righteousness. Then he suffered him. And Jesus, when he was baptized, came straightway out of the water, and lo, heaven was opened unto him, and he saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove, and lighting upon him. And lo, there came a voice from heaven, saying, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. For Christ fasteth, and is tempted. He calleth Peter, Andrew, James, and John, and healeth all the sick. Then was Jesus led away of the Spirit, or by the Spirit, into wilderness, to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was at the last, and hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, If thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread. But he answered and said, It is written, Man shall not live by bread only, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city, and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple, and saith unto him, If thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down headlong, or headling, headlong. For it is written, He shall give his angels charge over thee, and with their hands they shall hold thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. And Jesus said to him, It is written again, Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. Again the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them, and saith unto him, All these will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Then saith Jesus unto him, Avoid Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. Then the devil leaveth him, and behold, the angels came and ministered unto him. When Jesus had heard that John was taken, he departed into Galilee, and left Nazareth, and went and dwelt in Capernaum, which is a city upon the sea coast, in the borders of Zabulon and Naphtali, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, The land of Zabulon and Naphtali, by the way of the sea beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles. The people which sat in darkness and in the shadow of death saw a great light, and to them which sat in the region and shadow of death is the light sprung up. From that time Jesus began to preach and to say, Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. As Jesus walked by the sea of Galilee, he saw two brethren, Simon which was called Peter, and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishers. And he saith unto them, Follow me, and I will make you to become fishers of men. And they straightway left the nets, and followed him. And when he was gone forth from thence, he saw other two brethren, James the son of Zebedee, and John his brother, in the ship with Zebedee their father, mending their nets. And he called them, and they immediately left the ship and their father, and followed him. And Jesus went about all Galilee, teaching in their synagogues, and preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing all manner of sickness and all manner of disease among the people. And his fame spread abroad throughout all Syria, and they brought unto him all sick people that were taken with divers diseases and gripings, and them that were possessed with devils. They had grip. Is that the flu? And those which were lunatic, and those that had the palsy, and he healed them. And there followed him great multitudes of people from Galilee, and from the 10 cities, or Decapolis, and from Jerusalem, and from Jewry, and from the regions that lie beyond Jordan. In this chapter and in the two next following is contained the most excellent and loving sermon of Christ in the Mount, which sermon is the very key that openeth the understanding into the law. In this 5th chapter specially he preacheth of the 8 beatitudes or blessings, of manslaughter, wrath, and anger, of adultery, of swearing, of suffering wrong, and of love, even toward a man's enemies. When he saw the people, he went up into a mountain, and when he was set, his disciples came to him, and after that he had opened his mouth, he taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall receive comfort. Blessed are the meek, for they shall receive the inheritance of the earth. Blessed are they which hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which suffer persecution for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men revile you and persecute you, and shall falsely say all manner of evil sayings against you for my sake. Rejoice and be glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost the saltness, what shall be seasoned therewith? It is thenceforth good for nothing but to be cast out and to be trodden down of men. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid, neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick. And it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works, and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. No, I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For truly I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle of the law shall not escape, till all be fulfilled. title, the same word. Jot or iota, same word. Whosoever therefore breaketh one of these least commandments, and teacheth men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever doeth and teacheth, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say unto you, except your righteousness exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven. Ye have heard that it was said unto them of the old time, Thou shalt not kill. Whosoever killeth shall be in danger of judgment. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother unadvisedly shall be in danger of judgment. And whosoever say unto his brother, Raca, shall be in danger of a council. Being brought before a council. But whosoever saith, Thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Therefore, if thou offerest thy gift at the altar, and there rememberest that thy brother hath aught against thee, leave there thine offering before the altar, and go thy way first, and be reconciled to thy brother, and then come and offer thy gift. Agree with thine adversary quickly, whiles thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the minister, and then thou be cast into prison. Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt not come out thence till thou have paid the utmost farthing. You have heard that it was said to them of old time, Thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on another man's wife to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. If thine right eye hinder thee, pluck him out and cast him from thee, for better it is unto thee that one of thy members perish, than that thy whole body should be cast into hell. And if thy right hand hinder thee, cut him off and cast him from thee, for better it is unto thee that one of thy members perish, than that all thy body should be cast into hell. It is said, Whosoever putteth away his wife, let him give her a letter of the divorcement. But I say unto you, that whosoever doth put away his wife, except it be for fornication, causeth her to break matrimony. And whosoever marrieth her that is divorced committeth adultery. Again, you have heard how it was said to them of old time, Thou shalt not forswear thyself, but shalt perform unto the Lord those things that thou swearest. But I say unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's seat, neither by the earth, for it is his footstool, neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great King. Neither shalt thou swear by thy head, because thou cannot make one hair white or black. But your communication shall be yea, yea, nay, nay. For whatsoever is added more than these, it cometh of evil, or double-mindedness. Ye have heard that it is said, An eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you, that ye resist not evil, but whosoever give thee a blow on the right cheek, turn to him the other also. And if any man will sue thee at the law, and take away thy coat, let him have thy cloak also. And whoso will compel thee to go a mile, go with him twain. Give to him that asketh thee, and from him that would borrow, turn not thou away. Ye have heard that it is said, Thou shalt love thy neighbor, and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, pray for them which hurt you and persecute you, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. For he maketh his sun to arise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and unjust. For if ye love them which love you, what reward have ye? Do not the publicans also even the same? And if ye make much of your brethren only, what singular thing do ye? Do not also the publicans likewise? Ye shall therefore be perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. 6. Of alms, prayer, and fasting, he forbiddeth the careful seeking of worldly things. Take heed that you give not your alms in the sight of men, to the intent that you would be seen of them, or else ye have no reward with your Father which is in heaven. Therefore, when thou givest thine alms, let not trumpets be blown before thee, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, for to be praised of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But when thou wilt give alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth, that thine alms may be in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are, for they use to stand praying in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But when thou prayest, enter into thy chamber, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. But when ye pray, babble not much, as the heathen do, for they think it will come to pass that they shall be heard for their much babbling's sake. Be not ye therefore like unto them, for your Father knoweth what things ye have need of before ye ask of him. After this manner, therefore, pray ye. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Let thy kingdom come. Thy will be fulfilled as well in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. Therefore, if you forgive other men their trespasses, your heavenly Father shall forgive you your trespasses. But if you will not forgive men their trespasses, no more shall your Father forgive you your trespasses. Moreover, when ye fast, be not sad as the hypocrites are, for they disfigure their faces, that it may appear unto men how that they fast. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But thou, when thou fastest, anoint thine head, and wash thy face, that it appear not unto men how that thou fastest, but unto thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. Lay not up for yourselves treasure upon earth, where the rust and moth doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal, or break in and steal. Breaking up is breaking in. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. The light of the body is the eye, wherefore if thine eye be singular, all thy body shall be full of light. But if thine eye be wicked, all thy body shall be full of darkness. Wherefore if the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? No man can serve two masters, for either he shall hate the one and love the other, or else lean to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon. Therefore I say unto you, be not careful for your life what ye shall eat or drink, nor yet for your body what raiment ye shall put on. Is not the life more worth than meat, and the body more of value than raiment? Behold the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor carry into the barns, and your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they? Which of you, by taking careful thoughts full of care, can add 1 cubit unto his stature? That's a quarter of your height. And why care ye for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They labor not, neither do they spin, by hand produce. And yet I say unto you that even Solomon in all his royalty was not arrayed like unto one of these. Wherefore if God so clothe the grass of the field, which, though it stand today, is tomorrow cast into the furnace, shall he not much more do the same for you, O ye of little faith? Therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or wherewithal shall we be clothed? Or wherewith shall we be clothed? After all these things do the Gentiles seek. For your heavenly Father knoweth that you have need of all these things. But rather seek ye first the kingdom of God and the righteousness thereof, and all these things shall be ministered unto you. Care not then for the morrow, for tomorrow. Tomorrow day. The morrow, for tomorrow day, shall care for itself. Sufficient unto the day is the travail thereof. 7. He forbiddeth foolish and rash judgment, reproveth hypocrisy, exhorteth unto prayer, warneth to beware of false prophets, and willeth the hearers of his word to be doers of the same. Judge not that ye be not judged. Condemn not, and ye shall not be condemned. For as ye judge, so shall ye be judged. And with what measure ye mete, with the same shall other men measure to you. Why seest thou a mote in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye? Or how sayest thou to thy brother, Brother, suffer me, I will pluck out a mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye. Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to pluck the mote out of thy brother's eye. Give not ye that which is holy unto dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, because that's not compassionate toward the dog or the swine, lest they tread them under their feet, and the other turn against you, and all to rend you. Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. For whosoever asketh receiveth, and whosoever seeketh findeth. And to whom that knocketh it shall be opened. Is there any man among you which, if his son ask bread, will offer him a stone? Or if he ask fish, will he proffer him a serpent? If ye then, when you are evil, can give your children good gifts, how much more shall your Father which is in heaven give good things if ye ask of him? Offer a stone, a pearl is a stone. Therefore, whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them also. For this is the law and the prophets. Enter in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. For strait is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns, or figs of thistles? Even so every good tree bringeth forth good fruits, but a corrupt or a sickly tree bringeth forth evil fruits. A good tree cannot bring forth bad fruit, neither can a bad tree bring forth good fruits. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore by their fruits you shall know them. Corrupt, or maybe like deranged. Not every one that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. He shall enter into the kingdom of heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied through thy name? Through thy name. And through thy name have cast out devils, and done many miracles through thy name. And then will I acknowledge unto thee, even confess unto them, those people, those prophets, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. For whosoever heareth of me these words, and doeth the same, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock, and a shower of rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, because it was grounded on the rock. And every one that heareth of me these words, and doeth them not, shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon sand. And a shower of rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. And here we have beat, spelled B-E-T, here and here. It's kind of like the word fetch and fetched, being spelled F-E-T. Fet is even the past tense. Similar to that, I guess. And it came to pass that when Jesus had ended these sayings, the people were astonished, or astonied, at his doctrine, for he taught them as one having power, and not as the scribes of them and the Pharisees. Eight, Christ cleanseth the leper, healeth the captain's servant, and many other diseases, helpeth Peter's mother-in-law, stilleth the sea and the wind, and driveth the devils out of the possessed into the swine. When he was come down from the mountain, much people followed him, and behold, there came a leper, and worshipped him, saying, Master, if thou wilt, thou can make me clean. And Jesus put forth his hand, and touched him, saying, I will, be thou clean. And immediately his leprosy was cleansed. Jesus saith unto him, See thou tell no man, But go and show thyself to the priest, and offer the gift that Moses commanded to be offered for a witness unto them. And when Jesus was entered into Capernaum, there came unto him a centurion, and besought him, saying, Master, my servant lieth at home sick of the palsy, and is grievously pained. And Jesus saith, When I come unto him, I will heal him. The centurion answered and said, Sir, I am not worthy that thou shouldst come under my roof, but speak the word only, and my servant shall be healed. For I also myself am a man subject to the authority of another, and have soldiers under me. And I say to this man, Go, and he goeth, and to another, Come, and he cometh, and to my servant, Do this, and he doeth it. When Jesus heard these words, he marveled, and said to them that followed him, Verily I say unto you, I have not found so great faith in Israel. I say unto you that many shall come from the east and west, and shall rest with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. But the children of the kingdom shall be cast out into utter darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Jesus said unto the centurion, Go thy way, and as thou believest, so be it unto thee. And his servant was healed in the selfsame hour. And when Jesus was come into Peter's house, he saw his wife's mother lying in bed, and sick of a fever. It looks like wives, but it's wives. The plural and the possessive is the same form in every case. So that's why they put a V. His wife's mother lying in bed. And he touched her hand, and the fever left her, and she arose and ministered unto them. When the even drew on, they brought unto him many that were possessed with devils, and he cast out the spirits with a word, and healed all that were sick, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, which saith, He took on him our infirmities, and bare our sicknesses. When Jesus saw much people about him, he commanded that they should go unto the other side of the water. And a certain scribe, when he was come, said unto him, Master, I will follow thee whithersoever thou goest. And Jesus saith unto him, The foxes have holes, and the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man hath not where to rest his head. Another of the number of his disciples said unto him, Master, suffer me first to go and bury my father. But Jesus said unto him, Follow me, and let the dead bury their dead. And when he entered into a ship, his disciples followed him, and behold, there arose a great tempest in the sea, insomuch that the ship was covered with waves. But he was asleep. And his disciples came to him and awoke him, saying, Master, save us, we perish. And he saith unto them, Why are ye so fearful, O ye of little faith? Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there followed a great calm. And the men marveled, saying, What manner of man is this, that both winds and sea obey him? And when he was come to the other side, into the country of the Gergeshites, or Gergesenes, there met him 2 possessed of devils, which came out of the graves, and were out of measure fierce, such that no man might go by that way. And behold, they cried out, saying, O Jesus, thou Son of God, what have we to do with thee? Art thou come hither to torment us before the time? And there was a good way off from them a herd of many swine feeding. So the devils besought him, saying, If thou cast us out, suffer us to go our way into the herd of swine. And he said unto them, Go your ways. Then went they out and departed into the herd of swine, and behold, the whole herd of swine was carried headlong into the sea, and perished in the waters. Then they that kept them fled, and went their ways into the city, and told everything, and what had fortuned unto the possessed of the devils. And behold, the whole city came out to meet Jesus. And when they saw him, they besought him that he would depart out of their coasts. Chapter 9. He healeth the palsy. Calleth Matthew from the custom. Answereth for his disciples. Healeth the woman of the bloody issue. Helpeth Jairus' daughter. Giveth 2 blind men their sight. Maketh a dumb man to speak. And driveth out a devil. He entered also into a ship, and passed over, and came into his own city. And behold, they brought to him a man sick of the palsy, lying in a bed. And when Jesus saw the faith of them, he said unto the sick of the palsy, Son, be of good cheer, thy sins be forgiven thee. And behold, certain of the scribes said within themselves, This man blasphemeth. And when Jesus saw their thoughts, he said, Wherefore think ye evil in your hearts? Whether is easier to say, Thy sins be forgiven thee, or to say, Arise and walk? But that ye may know that the Son of Man hath power to forgive sins in earth. Then saith he unto the sick of the palsy, Arise, take up thy bed, and go unto thine house. And he arose and departed to his house. But the people that saw it marveled and glorified God, which had given such power unto men. And as Jesus passed forth from thence, he saw a man named Matthew sitting at the receipt of custom. And he saith unto him, Follow me. And he arose and followed him. And it came to pass, as Jesus sat at meat in his house, behold, many publicans also and sinners that came sat down with Jesus and his disciples. And when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto his disciples, Why eateth your master with publicans and sinners? But when Jesus heard that, he said unto them, They that be strong need not the physician, but they that are sick. Go ye rather and learn what that meaneth. I will have mercy and not sacrifice. For I am not come to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance. Then came the disciples of John unto him, saying, Why do we and the disciples fast for the most part, but thy disciples fast not? And Jesus said unto them, Can the bridegroom's children mourn as long as the bridegroom is with them? But the days will come when the bridegroom shall be taken from them, and then shall they fast. No man putteth a piece of a new cloth in an old garment, for then taketh he away the piece from the garment, and the rent is made worse. Neither do men put new wine into old bottles, else the bottles break, and the wine runneth out, and the bottles perish. But they put new wine into new bottles, and both are saved together. And this is speaking to what kind of ordinances Jesus is requiring. Something new is happening here. While he thus spake unto them, behold, there came a certain ruler and worshipped him, saying, My daughter is even now deceased, and come and lay thy hand upon her, and she shall live. Well, oops. And Jesus arose. And followed him, and so did his disciples. And behold, a woman which was diseased with an issue of blood 12 years came behind him and touched the hem of his vesture, for she said within herself, If I may touch but even his vesture only, I shall be safe, or saved, or healed. But Jesus turned him about, and when he saw her, he said, Daughter, be of good comfort, thy faith hath made thee safe. And the woman was made whole, even that same time. And when Jesus came into the ruler's house, and saw the minstrels and the people making a noise, he said unto them, Get you hence, for the maid is not dead, but sleepeth. And they laughed him to scorn. And when the people were put forth, he went in, and took her by the hand, and said, Damsel, arise. And the damsel arose. And this noise went abroad into all that land. And when Jesus departed thence, 2 blind men followed him, crying and saying, O thou Son of David, have mercy on us. And when he was come into the house, the blind came to him, and Jesus saith unto them, Believe ye that I am able to do this? They say unto him, Lord, we believe. Then touched he their eyes, saying, According to your faith be it unto you. And their eyes were opened. And Jesus charged them, saying, See that no man know of it. But they, when they were departed, spread abroad his name in all that land. As they went out, behold, they brought to him a dumb man possessed of a devil. And when the devil was cast out, the dumb spake. All that land. And the people marveled, saying, It was never so seen in Israel. But the Pharisees said, He casteth out devils through the prince of devils. And Jesus went about all cities and towns, teaching in their synagogues, and preaching the glad tidings of the kingdom, and healing every sickness and every disease among the people. But when he saw the people, he was moved with compassion on them, because they were destitute, and scattered abroad, even as sheep having no shepherd. Then saith he unto his disciples, The harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he will send laborers into his harvest. 10. Christ sendeth out his 12 disciples, or apostles, to preach in Jewry, giveth them charge, teacheth them, and comforteth them, or strengtheneth them, against persecution and trouble. And when his 12 disciples were called unto him, he gave them power against unclean spirits, to cast them out, and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. The names of the 12 apostles are these. Okay. The first, Simon, which is called Peter, and Andrew his brother, James the son of Zebedee, and John his brother, Philip and Bartholomew, Thomas and Matthew, which had been a publican, James the son of Alphaeus, and Lebbaeus, whose surname was Thaddeus, Simon of Canaan, and Judas Iscariot, which also betrayed him. Jesus sent forth these 12 in number, whom he commanded, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into the city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Go and preach, saying, The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely ye have received, give freely. Possess not gold nor silver nor brass in your purses, nor yet scrip towards your journey, neither 2 coats, neither shoes, nor yet a rod. For the workman is worthy of his meat. But to whatsoever city or town ye shall come, inquire who is worthy in it, and there abide till ye go thence. And when ye come into an house, salute the same. And if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it be not worthy, let your peace return to you again. And whosoever shall not receive you, nor will hear your preaching, when ye depart out of the house or that city, shake off the dust of your feet. Verily I say unto you, it shall be easier for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city. Behold, I send you forth as sheep among wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents, and innocent as doves. But beware of men, for they shall deliver you up to the councils, and shall scourge you in their synagogues. And ye shall be brought to the head rulers and kings for my sake, in witness to them and to the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, take ye no thought how or what ye shall speak. For it shall be given you even in the same hour what ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. The brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the son. And the children shall arise against their fathers and mothers, and shall put them to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But he that endureth to the end shall be saved. But when they persecute you in this city, flee ye into another. For verily I say unto you, ye shall not go through all the cities of Israel, till the Son of Man be come. The disciple is not above the master, nor the servant above his Lord. It is enough for the disciple that he be as his master is, and that the servant be as his Lord is. If they have called the Lord of the house Beelzebub, how much more shall they call them of his household so? Fear not them, therefore, for there is nothing close that shall not be opened, or nothing kept close, hidden, that shall not be opened, and nothing hid that shall not be known. What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light, and what ye hear in the ear, that preach ye on the housetops. And fear ye not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell, which is God. Are not 2 little sparrows sold for a farthing? And one of them shall not light on the ground without your Father's doing. Yea, even all the hairs of your head are numbered. Fear ye not, therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows. Every one, therefore, that shall acknowledge me, or confess me before men, him will I acknowledge also before my Father which is in heaven. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. Think not that I am come to send peace into the earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they that are of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth me is not worthy of me. Taketh not his cross. He that findeth his life shall lose it. Even finding the source or foundation. This is uncover. Find. This is even, dig it out of the ground. That's what find kind of connotates. And he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. He that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. Ye shall find it or gain it. He that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet, or as a prophet, shall receive a prophet's reward. Even a prophet's hire. And he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward or hire. And whosoever shall give unto one of these little ones to drink a cup of cold water only, in the name of a disciple, verily I say unto you, he shall not lose his reward. A disciple's reward. 11. John Baptist sendeth his disciples unto Christ. And it came to pass that when Jesus had made an end of commanding his 12 disciples, he departed thence to teach and to preach in their cities. When John, being in prison, heard the works of Christ, he sent 2 of his disciples and said unto them, Art thou he that shall come, or do we look for another? Jesus answered and said unto them, Go and show John again what ye have heard and seen. Go back and show John. The blind receive their sight, the lame walk, the lepers are cleansed, and the deaf hear. The dead are raised up, and the poor receive the glad tidings of the gospel. And happy is he that is not offended by me. And as they departed, Jesus began to say unto the people concerning John, What went ye out into the wilderness to see? A reed that is shaken with the wind? Or what went ye out for to see? A man clothed in soft raiment? Behold, they that wear soft clothing are in kings' houses. But what went ye out for to see? A prophet? Verily I say unto you, and more than a prophet. For this is he of whom it is written, Behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women arose not a greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is less in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. From the days of John Baptist until this day, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent pluck it unto them. For all the prophets in the law itself prophesied unto John. And if ye will receive it, this is Elijah, which was for to come. He that hath ears to hear, let him hear. He's yet still a figure. A figure of a figure. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is like unto children which sit in the marketplaces, and call unto their fellows, and say, We have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you, and ye have not sorrowed. For John came neither eating nor drinking, and they say, He hath the devil. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, Behold, a glutton and an unmeasurable drinker of wine, and a friend unto publicans and sinners, and wisdom is justified of her children. Then began he to upbraid the cities, which most of his miracles were done in, because they repented not of their sins. Woe unto thee, Chorazin! Woe unto thee, Bethsaida! For if the miracles which were showed in you had been done in the city of Tyre or Sidon, they had repented of their sins long agone. Long agone. In sackcloth and ashes. Nevertheless, I say unto you, it shall be easier for Tyre and Sidon at that day of judgment than for you. And now, Capernaum, which are lift up unto heaven, shall be brought down to hell. For if the miracles which have been done in thee had been showed in Sodom, they had remained until this day. Nevertheless, I say unto you, that it shall be easier for the land of Sodom in the day of judgment than for thee. At that time Jesus answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast showed them unto babes. Verily, Father, even so was it thy good pleasure. All things are given over unto me of my Father. And no man knoweth the Son but the Father, neither knoweth any man the Father save the Son, and he to whomsoever the Son will open him, or reveal him. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are laden, and I will ease you. Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. 12. The disciples plucked the ears of corn, healeth the dried hand, helpeth the possessed that was blind and dumb, and showeth who is his brother, sister, and mother. At that time Jesus went on the Sabbath days through the corn, and his disciples were an hungered, and began to pluck the ears of corn and to eat. And when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto him, Behold, thy disciples do that which is not lawful for them to do upon the Sabbath day. But he said unto them, Have ye not read what David did when he was an hungered, and they that were with him, how he entered into the house of God, and did eat the showbreads which were not lawful for him to eat, neither for them which were with him, but only for the priests? Or have ye not read in the law how that on the Sabbath days the priests in the temple break the Sabbath, and are blameless? But I say unto you that in this place is one greater than the temple. Wherefore, if you wist what this meaneth, I require mercy and not sacrifice, you would not have condemned innocence. For the Son of Man also is Lord even of the Sabbath day. And he departed thence, and went into their synagogue, and behold, there was a man which had his hand dried up. And they asked him, saying, Is it lawful to heal upon the Sabbath days? That they might accuse him. And he said unto them, Which of you will it be that shall have a sheep, and if it fall into a pit on the Sabbath day, will he not take it and lift it out? How much more then is a man better than a sheep? Wherefore it is lawful to do a good deed on the Sabbath days. Then saith he to the man, Stretch forth thine hand. And he stretched it forth, and it was restored unto health, like as the other. Then the Pharisees went out, and held a council against him, how that they might destroy him. But when Jesus knew it, he departed thence, and much people followed him. And he healed them all, and charged them that they should not make him known, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, which saith, Behold, my child, whom I have chosen, my beloved, in whom my soul delighteth. I will put my spirit upon him, and he shall show judgment to the Gentiles. He shall not strive, neither cry, neither shall any man hear his voice in the streets. A bruised reed shall he not break, and smoking flax shall he not quench, till he send forth judgment unto victory. And in his name shall the Gentiles trust. Then was brought to him a blind and dumb man that was vexed with the devil, and he healed him, insomuch that the blind and dumb both spake and saw. And all the people were amazed, and said, Is not this that son of David? But when the Pharisees heard it, they said, This fellow driveth the devils no otherwise out, but by the help of Beelzebub, the chief of the devils. No otherwise. But when Jesus knew their thoughts, he said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself shall be brought to naught, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, then is he divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom endure? Also, if I by the help of Beelzebub cast out devils, by whose help do your children cast them out? Therefore they shall be your judges. But if I cast out the devils by the Spirit of God, then is the kingdom of God come unto you. Or else how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his jewels, except he first bind the strong man and then spoil his house? He that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad. Wherefore I say unto you, all manner of sin and blasphemy shall be forgiven unto men, but the blasphemy against the Spirit shall not be forgiven unto men. And whosoever speaketh a word against the Son of Man, it shall be forgiven him. But whosoever speaketh against the Holy Ghost, it shall not be forgiven him. Neither in this world, neither in the world to come. Either make the tree good and his fruit good, or else make the tree evil and his fruit evil. For the tree is known by his fruit. O generation of vipers, how can you speak good things when you yourselves are evil? For out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaketh. A good man out of the good treasure of the heart bringeth forth good things, and an evil man out of the evil treasure, double-minded man, bringeth forth evil or doubled things, contrary things. But I say unto you, of every idle word that men shall have spoken, they shall give accounts in the day of judgment. For out of thy words thou shalt be justified, and out of thy words thou shalt be condemned. Come on. Up. Come on. Good. You were outside. Okay, then certain of the scribes and of the Pharisees asked him, saying, Master, we will see a sign of thee. But he answered and said to them, The evil and adulterous generation seeketh a sign, and there shall no sign be given to them, but the sign of the prophet Jonah. For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. The men of Nineveh shall rise in the judgment with this generation, and condemn it, because they amended at the preaching of Jonah. Behold, here is one greater than Jonah. The queen of the south shall rise in the judgment with this generation, and shall condemn it. For she came from the utmost parts of the world to hear the wisdom of Solomon. And behold, in this place is one greater than Solomon. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh throughout dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Then he saith, I will return into my house, from whence I came out. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, and swept, and garnished. Then goeth he, and taketh unto him 7 other spirits, worse than himself. And so entereth he in, and dwelleth there. And the end of that man is worse than the beginning. Even so shall it be also unto this froward generation. While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, or outside, desiring to speak with him. Then one said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that had told him, Who is my mother, or who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples, and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother, sister, and mother. 13. The parable of the seed and of the tares, of the mustard seed, of the leaven, of the treasure hid in the fields, of the pearls, and of the what's that? The wheat? Is that the wheat? Yeah, the net. Okay, the net. Huh. The type substitution looks like a U. I don't want to do it this way. Okay, that's fine. Hey. Okay. The same day. The same day went Jesus out of the house, and sat by the seaside, and much people were gathered together unto him, so greatly that he went and sat in a ship, and all the people stood on the shore. And he spake many things to them by similitude, saying, Behold, the sower went forth to sow. And when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. Some fell upon stony places where they had not much earth, and anon they sprung up, because they had no deepness of earth. And when the sun was up, they caught heat. And because they had no root, they withered away. Again, some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them. But some fell into good ground, and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold. Whosoever hath ears to hear, let him hear. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou to them by parables? He answered and said unto them, It is given unto you to know the secrets of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away even that also which he hath. Therefore speak I to them by similitude. For they, seeing, see not, and hearing, they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, With the ears ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and not perceive. For these people's hearts is waxed gross, and their ears are full of hearing. Their ears are dull of hearing. Full of hearing works too. Dull of hearing, and their eyes have they closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and be converted, that I also might heal them. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. Verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see. See, Jesus knows who will convert. He knows every single one who will convert. He knows. Let the dead bury their dead, he says. Only Jesus can say that. Only Jesus knows who the dead are. Many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which you see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you hear, and have not heard them. Hear ye therefore the similitude of the sower. When one heareth the word of the kingdom, and understandeth it not, then cometh the evil man, and taketh away that which was sown in his heart. This is he, the evil man. This is he which was sown by the wayside. But he that received the seed which was cast into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it, yet hath he no root in himself, but dureth for a season. For when tribulation or persecution happeneth because of the word, by and by he falleth. He also that received seed into the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, choke up the word, and so is he made unfruitful. But he that received seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word, and understandeth it, even is willing to understand it. This is active, not passive. Heareth actively, understandeth it. He participates in understanding it, which also beareth fruit, and bringeth forth some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold. Willingness. Another similitude put he forth unto them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field, but while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up, and had brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? He said unto them, The envious man hath done this, the enemy. The servant said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and weed them up? But he said, Nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye pluck up also the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. And in time of harvest I will say to the reapers, Gather ye first the tares, and bind them together in sheaves to be burnt, but gather the wheat into my barn. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is like unto a grain of mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in his field, which is the least of all seeds. And when it is grown, it is the greatest among herbs, and is a tree, such that the birds of the air come and make their nests in the branches thereof. Another similitude spake he unto them. The kingdom of heaven is like unto leaven, which a woman taketh and hideth in 3 pecks of meal, till all be leavened. All these things spake Jesus unto the people by similitudes, and without a parable spake he nothing unto them, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet, that saith, I will open my mouth in parables. Open my mouth in parables, and will speak forth things which have been kept secret from the beginning of the world. When the people were sent away, then came Jesus into the house, and his disciples came unto him, saying, Declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world, and the children of the kingdom, they are the good seed. The tares are the children of the wicked. The enemy that soweth them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world. The reapers be the angels. Even as the tares therefore are gathered and burnt in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do iniquity, and shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Then shall the righteous shine as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Whosoever hath ears to hear, let him hear. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in the field, the which a man hath found and hid, and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he hath, and buyeth the field. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man, seeking goodly pearls, which, when he found one precious pearl, went and sold all that he had, and bought it. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea, and gathered of all kind of fishes, which, when it was full, men drew to land, and sat down, and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away. So shall it be at the end of the world. The angels shall come and sever the bad from among the good, and shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Jesus saith unto them, Have ye understood all these things? They say unto him, Yea, Lord. Then said he unto them, Therefore every scribe which is taught unto the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is an householder, which bringeth forth out of his treasure things new and old. And it came to pass that when Jesus had finished these similitudes, he departed thence. And when he came into his own country, he taught them in their synagogues, insomuch that they were astonied, and said, Whence cometh this wisdom and powers unto him? Is not this the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary, and his brethren James and Joseph and Simon and Judas? Are not all his sisters with us? Whence hath he then all these things? And they were offended at him. Jesus said unto them, A prophet is not without honor, save in his own country, and in his own house. And he did not many miracles there, because of their unbelief. Let me see. Okay. 14. Matthew 14. John is taken and beheaded. Christ feedeth 5,000 men with 5 loaves and 2 fishes, and appeareth by night unto his disciples upon the sea. At that time Herod the Tetrarcha heard the fame of Jesus, and said unto his servants, This is John the Baptist. He is risen from the dead, and therefore are miracles wrought by him. For Herod had taken John and bound him and put him in prison because of Herodias, his brother Philip's wife. For John said unto him, It is not lawful for thee to have her. And when he would have put him to death, he feared the people, because they counted him as a prophet. And when Herod's birthday was kept, the daughter of Herodias danced before them, and pleased Herod. Wherefore he promised with an oath that he would give her whatsoever she would ask. And she, being instruct of her mother before, said, Give me here John Baptist's head in a platter. And the king was sorry. Nevertheless, for the oath's sake, and them which sat also at the table, he commanded it to be given her, and sent tormentors, and beheaded John in the prison. And his head was brought in a platter, and given to the damsel, and she brought it to her mother. And his disciples came and took up his body and buried it, and went and told Jesus. So that's what happened there. When Jesus heard of it, he departed thence in a ship into a desert place out of the way. And when the people had heard thereof, they followed him on foot and left the cities. Jesus went forth and saw much people, and was moved with mercy toward them. And he healed of them those that were sick. And when the even drew on, his disciples came to him, saying, This is a desert place, and the hour is now past. Let the people depart, that they may go into the towns and buy them victuals. But Jesus said unto them, They have no need to go away. Give ye them to eat. They say unto him, We have here but 5 loaves and 2 fishes. He said, Bring them hither to me. And he commanded the people to sit down on the grass. And he took the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, and lifted up his eyes toward heaven, and blessed. And when he had broken them, he gave the loaves to his disciples, and his disciples gave them to the people. And they did all eat, and were satisfied. They were sufficed. Did all eat, and were sufficed. And they gathered up all of the fragments that remained, 12 baskets full. And they that did eat were about 5,000 men, beside women and children. And straightway Jesus made his disciples to get up into a ship, and to go before him unto the other side, while he sent the people away. And when the people were sent away, he went up into a mountain to pray alone. And when night was come, he was there himself alone. But the ship was now in the midst of the sea, and was tossed with waves, for it was a contrary wind. And in the 4th watch of the night, Jesus went unto them, walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, It is some spirit. And they cried out for fear. But straightway Jesus spake unto them, saying, Be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee on the water. And he said, Come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Jesus. But when he saw a mighty wind, he was afraid. And when he began to sink, he cried, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Jesus stretched forth his hand, and caught him, and said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt? And when they were come into the ship, the wind ceased. Then they that were in the ship came and worshipped him, saying, Of a truth thou art the Son of God. And when they were gone over, they came into the land of Gennesaret. And when the men of the place had knowledge of him, they sent out messengers into all that country round about the coast, and brought unto him all that were sick, and besought him that they might touch the hem of his vesture only. And as many as touched it were made safe or whole. They were made saved or whole. 15. Christ excuseth his disciples, and rebuketh the scribes and Pharisees for transgressing God's commandment through their own traditions. The thing that goeth into the mouth defileth not the man. He that delivereth the woman of Cana. No, this is Canaanite. This word is like, it looks like Canaanite. The woman of Canaanite. The Canaanite woman's daughter. Healeth the multitude, and with 7 loaves and a few little fishes feedeth 4,000 men, beside women and children. Then came to Jesus, scribes and Pharisees, which were come from Jerusalem, saying, Why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread. But he answered and said unto them, Why do ye also transgress the commandment of God because of your own tradition? For God commandeth, saying, Honor father and mother, and he that curseth father or mother, let him die the death. But ye say, Every one shall say to his father and mother, What gift soever should have come of me, the same is turned unto thy prophet. And this thy, okay. Turned as in, redirected. Turned to other purpose. Unto thy prophet. And so shall he not honor his father or his mother. And thus have ye made the commandment of God of none effect, because of your own tradition. Hypocrites, full well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, This people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, howbeit their hearts are far from me. Hey, good evening, Enoch. Welcome in. Good to see you. Sorry. That was a few minutes ago. I didn't see your message till right now. Sorry about that. But in vain do they serve me, teaching the doctrines and precepts of men. And he called the people to him, and said unto them, Hear and understand. That which goeth into the mouth defileth not the man, but that which cometh out of the mouth defileth the man. Then came his disciples and said unto him, Knowest thou not that the Pharisees were offended at this saying? But he answered and said, Every plant which my heavenly Father hath not planted shall be plucked up by the roots. Let them alone, they be the blind leaders of the blind. If the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Declare unto us this parable. Jesus said, Are ye also yet without understanding? Do not ye yet understand that whatsoever entereth in at the mouth goeth into the belly, and is cast out into the draught? But those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart, and they defile the man. For out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murders, breaking of wedlock, whoredoms, thefts, false witness, blasphemies. These are the things which defile a man. But to take meat with unwashen hands defileth not a man. And Jesus went thence, and departed into the coasts of Tyre and Sidon. And behold, a woman of Canaan, which came out of the same coasts, cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is piteously vexed with a devil. But he answered her nothing at all. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she crieth after us. But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. He answered and said, It is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs. That's probably not how he said it. It is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs. He's not calling them dogs. Let me try this again. That's okay. That's all right. I'm not getting this intonation right. But we understand what he's saying. It is a similitude. She answered and said, Truth, Lord, for the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table. Then Jesus answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith, be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole even at that same time. Jesus went away from thence and came nigh unto the Sea of Galilee, and went up into a mountain, and sat down there. And much people came unto him, bringing with them those that were lame, blind, deaf, maimed, and other many, and cast the dumb at Jesus' feet. And he cast them down. Cast them down at Jesus' feet. And he healed them, insomuch that the people wondered, when they saw the dumb speak, the maimed to be whole, the lame to walk, and the blind to see. And they glorified the God of Israel. Other many. Then Jesus called his disciples unto him, and said, I have compassion on the people, because they continue with me now 3 days, and have nothing to eat. And I will not let them depart fasting, lest they miscarry, or meet with mischief by the way. And his disciples say unto him, Whence should we get so much bread in the wilderness, as to suffice so great a multitude? And Jesus saith unto them, How many loaves have ye? And they say, 7, and a few little fishes. And he commanded the people to sit down on the ground, and took the 7 loaves and the fishes, and after that he had given thanks, he brake them and gave to his disciples. And the disciples gave them to the people, and they did all eat, and were sufficed. And they took up of the broken meat that was left 7 baskets full. And yet they that did eat were 4,000 men, beside women and children. And he sent away the people, and took ship, and came into the parties of Magdala, or the parts. I need to move this thing. Okay. Matthew 16. I'll probably just read Matthew tonight, I think. The Pharisees require a token. Jesus warneth his disciples of the Pharisees' doctrine, the confession of Peter, the keys of heaven. The faithful must bear the cross after Christ. The Pharisees also, with the Sadducees, came and tempted him, and desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. He answered and said unto them, When it beginneth to draw toward even. No? Wow. Yeah, okay. When it beginneth to draw toward even, ye say, It will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is glooming red. Glooming red. That spelling surprised me. Okay. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the outward appearance of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times? The froward and adulterous nation requireth a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonah. And he left them and departed. Nation and generation are pretty much interchangeable at this time, in English apparently. And when his disciples were come to the other side of the water, they had forgotten to take bread with them. Then Jesus said unto them, Take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees. And they thought in themselves, saying, We have taken no bread with us. Which when Jesus understood, he said unto them, O ye of little faith, why take ye thought within yourselves, because ye have brought no bread? Do ye not yet perceive, neither remember those 5 loaves, when there were 5,000 men? How many baskets took ye up? Neither the 5 loaves, when there were 4,000 men, and how many baskets took ye up? How happeneth it that ye do not understand that I spake it not unto you concerning bread? spake not unto you concerning bread, that ye should beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees. Then understood they how that he bade not them beware of the leaven of bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees. And literally, how they leaven out the law with their own words, puff it up, or, insert their own, insert their own breath into it. When Jesus came into the coasts of the city, which is called Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, Whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? They said, Some say that thou art John Baptist, some Elijah, some Jeremiah, or one of the number of the prophets. He saith unto them, But whom say ye that I am? Simon Peter answered and said, Thou art Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus answered and said unto him, Happy art thou, Simon, the son of Jonah. For flesh and blood hath not opened that unto thee, or revealed that unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. And I say also unto thee, that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my congregation. And the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven. And whatsoever thou bindest in earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever thou loosest in earth shall be loosed in heaven. Then charged he his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Jesus Christ. From that time forth began Jesus to show unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem, and suffer many things of the elders and high priests and scribes, and must be killed, and be raised again the third day. And when Peter had taken him aside, he began to rebuke him, saying, Master, favor thyself. This shall not happen unto thee. But he turned him about and said unto Peter, Go after me, Satan. Turn behind me. Thou hinderest me, for thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men. Favor thyself. Go after. Sounds like pursue, but it means go behind. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, If any man will follow me, let him forsake himself, and take up his cross, and follow me. For whoso will save his life shall lose it. Again, whoso doth lose his life for my sake shall find it. For my sake. Shall find it or win it. For what doth it profit a man if he win all the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give to redeem his soul again withal? What shall a man give withal to redeem his own soul again? For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then shall he reward every man according to his deeds. Verily I say unto you, there be standing here which shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man come in his kingdom. 17. The transfiguration of Christ, he healeth the lunatic, and payeth tribute. And after 6 days Jesus taketh Peter, James, and John his brother, bringeth them up into a high mountain out of the way, and was transfigured before them. And his face did shine as the sun, and his clothes were as white as the light. And behold, there appeared unto them Moses and Elijah, talking with him. Then answered Peter and said unto Jesus, Lord, here is good being for us. If thou wilt, let us make here 3 tabernacles, one for thee, and one for Moses, and one for Elijah. While he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud shadowed them. And behold, there came a voice out of the cloud, which said, This is my beloved Son, in whom I delight. Hear him. And when the disciples heard these things, they fell on their faces, and were sore afraid. And Jesus came and touched them, and said, Arise, and be not afraid. And when they had lifted up their eyes, they saw no man, save Jesus only. And when they came down from the mountain, Jesus charged them, saying, "Show the vision to no man, until the Son of Man be risen again from the dead." And his disciples asked him, saying, "Why then say the scribes that Elijah must first come?" Here's "why" spelled with an I. It's just a shortening. Jesus answered and said unto them, "Elijah truly shall first come and restore all things. But I say unto you that Elijah is come already, and they knew him not, but have done unto him whatsoever they listed or desired. In likewise shall also the Son of Man suffer of them," or by them. Then the disciples understood that he spake unto them of John Baptist. And when they were come to the people, there came to him a certain man, kneeling down to him, and saying, "Master, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic, and sore vexed, for oft times he falleth into the fire, and oft into the water. And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not heal him." Jesus answered and said, "O faithless and crooked nation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither." And Jesus rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him. And the child was healed even the same time. Then came the disciples to Jesus secretly, and said, "Why could not we cast him out?" Jesus said unto them, "Because of your unbelief. For verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, Remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, neither shall anything be impossible unto you. Howbeit, this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting." And what is this kind? We actually learn, and I think it's in Luke, that this same devil was caused. He was both blind and deaf, and so couldn't be communicated to by normal means. So that's a pretty special case. I think that's what's indicated, personally. This kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. While they were occupied in Galilee, Jesus said unto them, "It will come to pass that the Son of Man shall be betrayed into the hands of men, and they shall kill him, and the third day shall he rise again." And they were exceeding sorry. And when they were come to the city of Capernaum, they that used to receive tribute money came to Peter and said, "Doth your master pay tribute?" He saith, "Yea." And when he was come into the house, Jesus preempted him, saying, "What thinkest thou, Simon? Or whom do the kings of the earth take tribute? Of whom do the kings of the earth take tribute or toll? Of their children or of strangers?" Peter saith unto him, "Of strangers." Jesus saith unto him, "Then are the children free." So Jesus is actually making a statement that, well, anyway, a thought came to my mind. Anyway, so Jesus saith unto him, "Then are the children free." Notwithstanding, that's a cool abbreviation, abbreviated within the word, notwithstanding. "Lest we should offend them, go thou to the sea, and cast an angle, and take the fish that first cometh up. And when thou hast opened his mouth, thou shalt find a piece of 20 pence. That take, and give it unto them for me and thee." So that's a lot of abbreviation there. 18. He teacheth his disciples to be humble and harmless, to avoid occasions of evil, and one to forgive another's offense. At the same time came the disciples unto Jesus, saying, "Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" Jesus called a child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, Verily I say unto you, except ye turn and become as children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore humbleth himself as this child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoso receiveth such a child in my name receiveth me. But whoso doth offend one of these little ones, which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Woe unto the world because of offenses! Necessary it is that offenses come, but woe unto the man by whom the offense cometh. Little ones, or little uns. Okay. Oops. Wherefore, if thy hand or thy foot hinder thee, cut it off, and cast it from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life halt or maimed, rather than thou shouldst, having 2 hands or 2 feet, be cast into everlasting fire. And if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life with 1 eye, rather than having 2 eyes to be cast into hell fire. Take heed that ye despise not one of these little ones. For I say unto you that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of my Father which is in heaven. For the Son of Man is come to save that which was lost. How think ye? If a man have 100 sheep, and one of them be gone astray, doth he not leave 99 in the mountains, and goeth and seeketh that was gone astray? And if it happen that he find it, verily I say unto you, he rejoiceth more of that sheep than of the 99 which went not astray. Even so it is not the will of your Father in heaven that one of these little ones should perish. Moreover, if thy brother trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between him and thee alone. If he hear thee, thou hast won thy brother. But if he hear thee not, then take yet with thee 1 or 2, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every matter may be established. If he hear not them, tell it unto the congregation. If he hear not the congregation, let him be unto you as an heathen man, and as a publican. Verily I say unto you, whatsoever ye bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever ye loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. And I think that's a very good argument for suggesting that even if a matter isn't really resolved purely by Scripture, the church's interpretation does have binding authority. So that idea is in here. Oh, yeah. I'm not keeping up with chat tonight. My bad. Again, I say unto thee, if 2 of you agree in earth upon any manner of thing, whatsoever they desire, they shall have it of my Father which is in heaven. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall I forgive my brother if he sin against me? Till 7 times? Jesus saith unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but 70 times 7 times. Therefore is the kingdom of heaven likened unto a certain man that was a king, which would take accounts of his servants. And when he had begun to reckon, one was brought unto him which owed him 10,000 talents. Here's the past tense of ought. Owed him 10,000 talents. But forasmuch as he was not able to pay, his Lord commanded him to be sold, and his wife and children, and all that he had, and payment to be made. The servant fell down and besought him, saying, Sir, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. Then had the Lord pity on that servant, and loosed him, and forgave him the debt. So the same servant went out and found one of his fellows which owed him 100 pence. And he laid hands on him, and took him by the throat, saying, Pay that thou owest. And his fellow fell down and besought him, saying, Have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. And he would not, but went and cast him into prison till he should pay the debt. So when his fellows saw what was done, they were very sorry, and came and told unto their Lord all that had happened. Then his Lord called him and said unto him, O thou ungracious servant, I forgave thee all that debt when thou desiredst me. Shouldst not thou also have had compassion on thy fellow, even as I had pity on thee? And his Lord was wroth, and delivered him to the jailers, till he should pay that was due unto him. So likewise shall my heavenly Father do also unto you, if ye from your hearts forgive not every one his brother their trespasses. Forgive not every one his brother their trespasses. Matthew 19. This is early modern English. The King James is the point where you might say is the transition point to modern English. And this this book in particular was even formative for the English language. That is, this is what people conformed to. But it's still not the final kind of type of language. The King James doesn't have very many archaisms in it. This still has quite a few. But you can usually reason them out. Like, for example, Latin-based words which have prefixes, they're used a little bit differently. I think that's kind of one of the big differences between this English here and modern English. I was trying to think of an example. That's not a good example. Oh yeah, like the word, okay, for example, this is a good one. We haven't seen this word yet. Like, for example, later on we'll see the word rate used to mean berate. Like, oh, okay, sure, that makes sense. It's not quite how we use those words. Stuff like that. They'll use the base stem or the base root and not have that prefix on it. Oh yeah, chapter 19. Christ giveth answer concerning marriage, and teacheth not to be careful, or full of care, nor to love worldly riches. And it came to pass that when Jesus had finished these sayings, he gat him from Galilee, and came into the coasts of Jewry beyond Jordan, and much people followed him, and he healed them there. The Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him, and saying unto him, Is it lawful for a man to make a divorcement with his wife for any manner of cause? He answered and said unto them, Have ye not read how that he which made man at the beginning made them man and woman, and said, For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. Wherefore now they that are not twain, but one flesh, wherefore now they are not twain, but one flesh. Let not man therefore put asunder that which God hath coupled together. They say unto him, Why did Moses then command to give a testimonial of divorcement, and to put her away? He said unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, suffered ye to put away your wives. But from the beginning it was not so. I say unto you, whosoever putteth away his wife, except it be for fornication, and marrieth another, breaketh wedlock. And whoso marrieth her which is divorced doth commit adultery. His disciples say unto him, If the matter be so between man and wife, then is it not good to marry. He said unto them, All men cannot comprehend this saying, save they to whom it is given. And here comprehend means especially fulfill. Take on this saying. Prehend means take. They were closer to the Latin roots at this time. For there are some chaste which are so born out of their mother's womb, and there are some chaste which be made chaste of men, and there be chaste which have made themselves chaste for the kingdom of heaven's sake. He that can comprehend it, let him comprehend it, or fully take it on. What does the King James have there? I just look through the King James when I need something defined. Something defined. He that is able to receive it. Okay. So, whoa. Then were there brought unto him young children, that he should put his hands on them and pray. And the disciples rebuked them. But Jesus said unto them, Suffer the children, and forbid them not to come unto me, for of such is the kingdom of heaven. And when he had put his hands on them, he departed thence. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do? Hold on. What good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? He said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, and that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. And he saith unto him, Which? Jesus said, Thou shalt not commit manslaughter, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, honor father and mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The young man saith unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? Jesus said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell all that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorry, for he had great possessions. Possessions even means lands. Pieces of land. Then Jesus said unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, it shall be hard for the rich to enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle, than for the rich to enter into the kingdom of God. When the disciples heard this, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, Who then can be saved? But Jesus beheld them, and said unto them, With men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. Then answered Peter, and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all, and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? Jesus said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that when the Son of Man shall sit in the seat of his majesty, ye that have followed me in the regeneration, shall sit also upon 12 seats, and judge the 12 tribes of Israel. And every one that forsaketh house, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lambs, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Matthew 20. Christ teacheth by a similitude that God is debtor unto no man. He teacheth his disciples to be lowly, and giveth to blind men their sight. For the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is an householder, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard. And when the agreement was made with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into his vineyard. And when he went out about the 3rd hour, he saw others standing idle in the marketplace, and said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right I will give you. And they went their way. Again he went out about the 6th and 9th hour, and did likewise. And about the 11th hour he went out and found others standing idle, and said unto them, Why stand ye here all the day idle? They say unto him, Because no man hath hired us. He saith unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, that ye shall receive. So when even was come, the Lord of the vineyard saith unto his steward, Call the laborers, and give them their hire, beginning at the last until the first. And when they did come to the steward, that came about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. And when the first came also, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny. And when they had received it, they murmured against the good men of the house, saying, These last have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden and heat of the day. But he answered unto one of them, and said, Friend, I do thee no wrong. Didst thou not agree with me for a penny? Take that thine is, and go thy way. I will give unto this last, even as unto thee. Is it not lawful for me to do as me listeth with mine own goods? Is it not lawful for me to do as me liketh with mine own? Is thine eye evil, because I am good? So the last shall be first, and the first shall be last. For many be called, but few be chosen. And Jesus, going up to Jerusalem, took the 12 disciples aside in the way, and said unto them, Behold, we go up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man shall be betrayed unto the chief priests and unto the scribes, and they shall condemn him to death, and shall deliver him to the Gentiles, to be mocked, and to be scourged, and to be crucified. And the 3rd day he shall rise again. Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshipping him, and desiring a certain thing of him. And he saith unto her, What wilt thou? She said unto him, Grant that these my 2 sons may sit, the one on thy right hand, and the other on the left, in thy kingdom. Jesus answered and said, Ye want not what ye ask. Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They say unto him, We are. He said unto them, Ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to sit on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it shall chance unto them that it is prepared for of my Father. And when the 10 heard this, they disdained at the 2 brethren. But Jesus called them unto him, and said, Ye know that the princes of the nations have dominion over them, and they that are great men exercise authority upon them. It shall not be so among you, but whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister, and whoso will be chief among you, let him be your servant. Even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister, and to give his life a redemption for many. And as they departed from Jericho, much people followed him, and behold, 2 blind men sitting by the wayside. When they heard that Jesus passed by, they cried, saying, O Lord, thou Son of David, have mercy on us. And the people rebuked them, because they should hold their peace. But they cried the more, saying, Have mercy on us, O Lord, thou Son of David. And Jesus stood still, and called them, and said, What will ye that I shall do unto you? They say unto him, Lord, that our eyes may be opened. So Jesus had compassion on them, and touched their eyes, and immediately their eyes received sight, and they followed him. Matthew 21. He rideth into Jerusalem, driveth the merchants out of the temple, curseth the fig tree, and rebuketh the Pharisees with the similitude of the 2 sons, and of the husbandmen, that slew such as were sent unto them. And when they drew nigh unto Jerusalem, and were come to Bethphage, unto Mount Olivet, they sent Jesus 2 disciples. Then sent Then sent Jesus 2 disciples, saying unto them, Go into the town that lieth over against you, and anon ye shall find an ass bound. Right soon you shall find an ass bound, and a colt with her. Loose them, and bring them unto me. And if any man say aught unto you, say ye, The Lord hath need of them, and straightway he will let them go. All this was done that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet, saying, Tell ye the daughter of Zion, Behold, thy king cometh unto thee, meek, sitting upon an ass and a colt, the foal of the ass, used to the yoke, or accustomed to the yoke. The disciples went and did as Jesus commanded them, and brought the ass and the colt, and put on them their clothes, and set him thereon. And many of the people spread their garments in the way. Others cut down branches from the trees, and strewed them in the way. Moreover, the people that went before, and they that came after, cried, saying, Hosanna to the Son of David. Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest. And when he was come to Jerusalem, all the city was moved, saying, Who is this? And the people said, This is Jesus, the prophet of Nazareth, a city of Galilee. And Jesus went into the temple of God, and cast out all them that sold and bought in the temple, and overthrew the tables of the money changers, and the seats of them that sold doves, and said unto them, It is written, My house shall be called the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves. And the blind and the halt came to him in the temple, and he healed them. When people read this, they think, oh, this sounds a little bit violent. Overthrew the table. This is the same in the King James, by the way. But yeah, overthrew just means overturned. Turned them upside down, so they couldn't use them When the chief priests and scribes saw the wonders that he did, the children crying in the temple and saying, Hosanna to the Son of David, they disdained, and said unto him, Hearest thou what these say? But Jesus saith unto them, Why not? Have ye never read, Out of the mouth of babes and sucklings thou hast ordained praise? And he left them, and went out of the city unto Bethany, and had his abiding there. Oh yeah. In the morning, as he returned into the city again, he hungered, and when he had spied a fig tree in the way, he came to it, and found nothing thereon, but leaves only, and said unto it, never fruit grow on thee henceforwards. And anon, pretty soon, the fig tree withered away. It's not necessarily right before their eyes, but pretty soon. And when his disciples saw it, they marveled. Whenever they saw it, they marveled, saying, How soon is the fig tree withered away? Jesus answered and said unto them, Verily I say unto you, if ye have faith and doubt not, ye shall not only do this that has happened unto the fig tree, but also, if ye shall say unto this mountain, Remove and cast thyself into the sea, it shall be done. And all things whatsoever you ask in prayer, if you believe, ye shall receive them. And I don't mean to say that it couldn't wither away immediately, but according to another account, they don't see the change until they return and look at it again. Could even be the next day. So, yeah. We can assume that a little bit of time passed here. And when he was come into the temple, the chief priests and the elders of the people came unto him as he was teaching, and said, By what authority doest thou these things? And who gave thee this power? Jesus answered and said unto them, I also will ask of you a certain thing, which if ye tell me, I in like wise will tell you by what authority I do these things. The baptism of John. Whence was it? From heaven or of men? And they thought among themselves, saying, If we say from heaven, he will say unto us, Why did ye not then believe him? But if we shall say of men, then fear we the people, for all men hold John as a prophet. And they answered unto Jesus and said, We cannot tell. And he said unto them, Neither tell I you by what authority I do these things. What say ye to this? A man had 2 sons, and came to the first, and said, Son, go and work today in my vineyard. He answered and said, I will not. But afterward he repented and went. Then came he to the second, and said likewise. And he answered and said, I will, sir, and went not. Whether of the twain did the will of the Father? And they say unto him, The first. Jesus saith unto them, Verily I say unto you, the publicans and harlots go into the kingdom of God before you. Before you. For John came unto you by the way of righteousness, and ye believed him not. But publicans and harlots believed him. And ye, when ye had seen it, were not moved afterward with repentance, that ye might have believed him. Hearken another similitude. There was a certain man and householder which planted a vineyard, and hedged it round about, and made a winepress in it, and built a tower, and let it out to husbandmen, and went into a strange country. And when the time of the fruit drew near, he sent his servants to the husbandmen, that they might receive the fruits of it. And the husbandmen caught his servants, and beat one, killed another, and stoned another. Again he sent other servants, more than the first, and they did unto them likewise. But last of all he sent unto them his own son, saying, They will stand in awe of my son. But when the husbandmen saw the son, they said among themselves, This is the heir. Come, let us kill him, and let us enjoy his inheritance. And they caught him, and thrust him out of the vineyard, and slew him. When the Lord therefore of the vineyard cometh, what will he do unto those husbandmen? They said unto him, Forasmuch as they be evil, he will cruelly destroy them, and will let out his vineyard unto other husbandmen, which shall deliver him the fruit in due seasons. Jesus saith unto them, Did ye never read in the Scriptures, The stone which the builders refused, the same is become the head of the corner? This is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes. Or your eyes. Our eyes, your eyes. Therefore say I unto you, the kingdom of God shall be taken from you, and given to a nation which shall bring forth the fruits thereof. And whosoever falleth on this stone shall be broken in pieces, but on whomsoever it falleth, it shall all to grind him. And when the chief priests and Pharisees had heard his parables, they perceived that he spake of them. And they went about to lay hands on him, but they feared the people, because they took him as a prophet. And Jesus answered and spake unto them again by parables, and said, and this probably belongs in the next chapter. Chapter 22, the marriage of the king's son, tribute to be given to the emperor, Christ confuteth, totally refuteth, the opinion of the Sadducees concerning the resurrection, and answereth the scribe unto his question. Bring back confute. A little bit stronger than refute. Okay. The kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that was a king, which made a marriage for his son, and sent forth his servants to call them that were bid to the wedding. Call them that were bid to the wedding, or bidden to the wedding, and they would not come. Again he sent forth other servants, saying, Tell them which are bidden, Behold, I have prepared my dinner. Mine oxen and my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready. Come unto the marriage. But they made light of it, and went their ways, one to his farm place, another to his merchandise, and the remnant took his servants, and entreated them shamefully, and slew them. But when the king heard thereof, he was wroth, and sent forth his men of war, and destroyed those murderers, and burnt up their city. Then said he to his servants, The marriage indeed is prepared, but they which were bidden were not worthy. Go ye therefore out into the highways, and as many as ye find, bid them to the marriage. And the servants went out into the highways, and gathered together all as many as they could find, both good and bad, and the wedding was furnished with guests. Then the king came in to see the guests, and when he spied there a man which had not on a wedding garment, he said unto him, Friend, how camest thou in hither, not having a wedding garment? And he was even speechless. Then said the king to the ministers, Take and bind him hand and foot, and cast him into utter darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. For many be called, but few are chosen. Then went the Pharisees and took counsel how they might tangle him in his words. And they sent out unto him their disciples with Herod's servants, saying, Master, we know that thou art true, and teachest the way of God truly, neither carest thou for any man, but for thou regardest not the outward appearance of men. Tell us therefore, how thinkest ye, or how thinkest thou? Is it lawful that tribute be given unto Caesar, or not? But Jesus, perceiving their wickedness, said, Why tempt ye me, ye hypocrites? Show me the tribute money. And they took him a penny. And he said unto them, Whose is this image and superscription? They say unto him, Caesar's. Then said he unto them, Give therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto God those things that are God's, that belong to God. When they had heard these words, they marveled and left him, and went their way. The same day came to him the Sadducees, which say that there is no resurrection, and asked him, saying, Master, Moses said that if a man die having no child, his brother should marry his wife, and raise up seed unto his brother. There were with us 7 brethren, and the first married a wife, and deceased without issue, and left his wife unto his brother. Likewise the second and the third unto the 7th. Last of all the woman died also. Therefore, in the resurrection, whose wife shall she be of the 7? for they all had her. Jesus answered and said unto them, Ye do err, not knowing the Scriptures, nor the power of God. For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are married, but are as the angels in heaven. But as touching the resurrection of the dead, have ye not read that which is spoken unto you of God, which saith, I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob? God is not a God of dead, but of living. And when the people heard this, they were astonied at his doctrine. But when the Pharisees had heard that he had put the Sadducees to silence, they came together. And one of them, which was a doctor of law, asked him a question, tempting him, and saying, Master, which is the greatest commandment, or which is the great commandment in the law? Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. In these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. While the Pharisees were gathered together, Jesus asked them, saying, What think ye of Christ? Whose son is he? They say unto him, The son of David. He said unto them, How then doth David in spirit call him Lord, saying, The Lord said unto my Lord, Sit thou on my right hand, till I make thine enemies thy footstool. If David then call him Lord, how is he then his son? And no man was able to answer him anything, neither durst any man from that day forth ask him any more questions. And 23. Christ crieth woe to the Pharisees, scribes, and hypocrites, and prophesieth the destruction of Jerusalem. Then spake Jesus to the people and to his disciples, saying, The scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore, whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do. But do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. Yea, they bind together heavy burdens, and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders. But they themselves will not heave. They themselves will not heave at them with one of their fingers. Heave at those burdens. Heave at. All their works do they for the intent that they may be seen of men. They set abroad their phylacteries, and make large the borders of their garments, and love the uppermost seats at feasts, and to sit in the chief place in councils, and greetings in the market, and to be called of men Rabbi. But be not ye called Rabbi. But be not ye called Rabbi. For one is your master, even Christ, and all ye are brethren. And call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your Father which is in heaven. Neither be ye called masters, for one is your master, even Christ. He that is greatest among you shall be your servant, but whosoever exalteth himself shall be brought low. And he that humbleth himself shall be exalted, or set up. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, ye hypocrites! For ye shut up the kingdom of heaven before men, that ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them that come to enter in. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, ye hypocrites! For ye devour widows' houses, and that under a pretense of long prayer. Therefore shall ye be the sorer punished. Woe be unto you, scribes and Pharisees, ye hypocrites! For ye compass sea and land to make one proselyte, and when he is become one, ye make him twofold more the child of hell that ye yourselves are. Or child of death. Woe be unto you, ye blind guides! For ye say, Whosoever doth swear by the temple, it is nothing, but whosoever sweareth by the gold of the temple, he is guilty. Or This guilty is a little bit different. He shall bear the guilt. If he doesn't keep what he has sworn. Ye fools and blind, for whether is greater, the gold or the temple that sanctifieth the gold? And whosoever sweareth by the altar. Okay, and you also say, and whosoever sweareth by the altar, it is nothing, you say. But whosoever sweareth by the gift that is upon it, he is guilty. Ye fools and blind, for whether is greater, the gift or the altar that sanctifieth the gift? Whoso therefore sweareth by the altar, sweareth by it and by all things that are thereon. And whoso sweareth by the temple, sweareth by it and by him that dwelleth therein. And he that sweareth by heaven, sweareth by the seat of God, and by him that sitteth thereon. I want to make a comment about Jesus calling people fools. That's a statement about their heart. That's something that only Jesus knows. So he's just telling him a plain fact. Ye fools and blind. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, ye hypocrites! For ye tithe mint and anise and cumin, and have left the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone. Ye blind guides, which strain out a gnat, and swallow a camel. Strain out. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, ye hypocrites! For ye make clean the utter side, or outer side, of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of bribery and excess. Thou blind Pharisee, cleanse first that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, ye hypocrites! For ye are like unto painted sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones and of all filthiness. Even so ye also, outward, ye appear righteous unto men, but within ye are full of feignedness and iniquity. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, ye hypocrites! Ye build the tombs of the prophets, and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous, and say, If we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partners with we would not have been partners with them in the blood of the prophets. And so ye be witnesses unto yourselves that ye are the children of them which killed the prophets. Fulfill ye likewise the measure of your fathers. Ye serpents, ye generation of vipers, how will ye escape the damnation of hell? Wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them ye shall kill and crucify, and some of them shall ye scourge in your synagogues, and persecute them from city to city, that upon you may come all the righteous blood which hath been shed upon the earth, from the blood of righteous Abel unto the blood of Zachary son of Barachias, whom ye slew between the temple and the altar. Verily I say unto you, all these things shall come upon this generation. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets, and stonest them which are sent unto thee, how often would I have gathered thy children together, even as the hen gathereth her chickens under her wings, and ye would not. Behold, your house is left unto you desolate. For I say unto you, ye shall not see me henceforth, till that ye say, Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. 24. Christ showeth his disciples the destruction of the temple, the end of the world, and the tokens of the latter days, and warneth them to wake. For the world shall suddenly perish. Matthew 24. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be here left one stone upon another that shall not be destroyed. And as he sat upon Mount Olivet, his disciples came unto him secretly, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the token of thy coming, and of the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. You shall hear of wars and tidings of wars. Be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet. Nation shall rise against nation, and realm against realm, and there shall be pestilence and hunger and earthquakes in all places. All these are the beginnings of sorrows. Then shall they put you out to trouble, and shall kill you. And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall arise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall have the upper hand, the love of many shall abate. And he that endureth to the end, the same shall be safe, or saved. It's sometimes interchangeable with healed, but here it means saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation that was spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whoso readeth it, let him understand. When ye see that, then let them which be in Jewry flee into the mountains, and let him which is on the housetop not come down to fetch anything out of his house, neither let him which is in the field return back to fetch his clothes. Woe shall be in those days to them that are with child, and to them that give suck. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor shall be. Yea, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the chosen's sake, those days shall be shortened. Then if any man say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great miracles and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, the very elect should be deceived. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they say unto you, Behold, he is in the desert, go not ye forth. Behold, he is in the secret places, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and appeareth into the west, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For wheresoever a dead carcass is, even thither will the eagles also be gathered together. Immediately after the tribulations of those days, shall the sun be darkened? And the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be moved. And then shall appear the token of the Son of Man in heaven, or the sign. And then shall all the kindreds of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven, with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with the great voice of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his chosen from the four winds, even from the highest parts of heaven, until the ends thereof. Even to the ends thereof. Learn a similitude of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender, and the leaves sprung, ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise ye, when ye see all these things, be ye sure that it is near, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass, but my words shall not pass. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that went before the flood, they did eat and drink, marry, and were married, even until the day that Noah entered into the ship, and knew not, till the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall two be in the field, the one received and the other refused. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one received and the other refused. Two in a bed, the one shall be received and the other refused. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord will come. Of this yet be sure, that if the goodman of the house knew what hour the thief would come, he would surely watch, and not suffer his house to be broken up or broken into. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not will the Son of Man come. Whoso is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give him meat in season. Who is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in season? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. But if the evil servant say in his heart, My Lord will be long a-coming, and so begin to smite his fellows, yea, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the same servant's Lord shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not ware of, and shall hew him in pieces, and give him his portion with hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Okay. Matthew 25. The 10 virgins, the talents delivered to the servants, and of the general judgment. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be like unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps, and went to meet the bridegroom and the bride. But 5 of them were foolish, and 5 were wise. They that were foolish took their lamps, but took none oil with them. But the wise took oil with them in their vessels, with the lamps also. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And even at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and prepared their lamps. So the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the gate was shut up. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for you know not neither the day nor yet the hour wherein the Son of Man shall come. Likewise, as a certain man ready to take his journey to a strange country called his servants. Likewise, as a certain man called his servants and delivered them his goods. Whoa, wait a minute. A certain man ready to take his journey to a strange country called his servants. I think there might be a word missing here, or an extra word. Maybe omit the as, likewise. Or maybe as likewise, a certain man ready to take his journey to a strange country called his servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man after his ability, and straightway departed. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and occupied with the same, did business with the same. Whoa. Okay. And and won other 5 talents, or gained. Likewise also he that received 2 gained other 2. But he that received that 1 went and digged in the earth, and hid his Lord's money. After a long season the Lord of those servants came and reckoned with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Sir, thou deliveredst unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained with them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, Well, thou good and faithful servant, thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Sir, thou deliveredst unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have won 2 other talents with them. His Lord said unto him, Well, good and faithful servant, thou hast been faithful over few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Sir, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strewn. And therefore was I afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that thine is. His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou evil and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strewed. Thou oughtest therefore to have delivered my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming should I have received mine own with vantage, or usury, or user's fees. Vantage. Take therefore the talent from him, and give it unto him which hath 10 talents. For unto every one that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But he that hath not, from him shall be taken away even that which he hath. And cast the unprofitable servant into utter darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. When the Son of Man cometh in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the seat of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations. And he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth the sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Pretty often you'll see left spelled with a Y. Looks like lift. Then shall the king say to them that shall be on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the beginning of the world. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was harborless, or shelterless, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. Sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we thee harborless, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it to me. Then shall he say also unto them that shall be on the left hand, Depart from me, ye accursed, into everlasting fire, which is prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was harborless, and ye took me not in. I was naked, and ye clothed me not. I was sick and in prison, and ye visited me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered, or athirst, or harborless, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not to me. And these shall go into everlasting pain, the righteous into life eternal. 26. Matthew 26. The Magdalene, anointeth Christ. They eat the Easter lamb and the supper of the Lord. Christ prayeth in the garden. Judas betrayeth him. Peter smiteth off Malchus' ear. Christ is accused by false witnesses. Peter denieth him. And it came to pass, when Jesus had finished all these sayings, he said unto his disciples, Ye know that after 2 days shall be Easter, and the Son of Man shall be delivered over to be crucified. So Easter, Passover is the same thing. Obviously, Roman Catholic Easter is probably not the same thing. But at this, potentially. But here we have Easter defined as Passover. And the Son of Man shall be delivered over to be crucified. Then assembled together the chief priests and the scribes and the elders of the people unto the palace of the high priest. And place and palace are the same word, basically. So unto the place of the high priest, which was called Caiaphas, and held a council that they might take Jesus by subtlety. So here's subtlety spelled Suttee. And sometimes you have a word where the last E is pronounced like a Y or an IE. And I think it's because if this was handwritten, they might have put an accent over the E, possibly. But it's that kind of idea. Because it comes directly from French. I don't know if French had accents at this time. I'm not sure, actually. Might take Jesus by subtlety and kill him. But they said, not on the holy day, lest there be an uproar among the people. When Jesus was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at the board, the table. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, Whereto serveth this waste? This ointment might have been well sold and given to the poor. When Jesus understood that, he said unto them, Why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you. But me shall ye not have always. And in that she hath cast this ointment on my body, she did it to bury me. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in all the world, there shall also this that she hath done be told for a memorial of her. And this occurs in all four Gospels, but she is not named until John's Gospel, which I think is neat. Then one of the 12, which was called Judas Iscariot, went unto the chief priest, and said unto them, What will you give me, and I will deliver him unto you? And they appointed unto him 30 pieces of silver, and from that time forth he sought opportunity to betray him. The first day of sweet bread, the disciples came to Jesus, saying unto him, Where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover? He said, Go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, The Master saith, My time is at hand. I will keep mine Easter by thee with my disciples. I will keep my Easter by thee. Or by thee. And the disciples did as Jesus had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover. When the even was come, he sat down with the 12, and as they did eat, he said, Verily I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. And they were exceeding sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, Lord, is it I? He answered and said, He that dippeth his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. The Son of Man truly goeth as it is written of him, but woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It had been good for that man that he had not been born. Then Judas, which betrayed him, answered and said, Master, is it I? He said unto him, Thou hast said. When they were eating, Jesus took bread. And when he had given thanks, he brake it, and gave it to the disciples, and said, Take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup and thanked, and gave it them, saying, Drink ye all of this. Drink all of you of this. For this is my blood, which is of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine tree, until that day when I shall drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. And when they had said grace, they went out unto Mount Olivet. Then saith Jesus unto them, All ye shall be offended because of me this night. For it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered abroad. But after I am risen again, I will go before you into Galilee. Peter answered and said unto him, Though all men be offended because of thee, yet will not I be offended. Jesus said unto him, Verily I say unto thee, that in this same night, before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. Peter said unto him, Yea, though I should die with thee, yet will I not deny thee. Likewise also said all the disciples. Then came Jesus with them unto a farm place, which is called Gethsemane, and said unto the disciples, Sit ye here, while I go and pray yonder. And he took with him Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee, and began to wax sorrowful and heavy. An orchard. Then said Jesus unto them, My soul is heavy, even unto the death. Tarry ye here, and watch with me. And he went a little farther, and fell flat on his face, and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. And he came unto the disciples, and found them asleep, and saith unto Peter, What, could ye not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray, that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. He went away once again, and prayed, saying, O my Father, if this cup may not pass away from me, except I drink of it, thy will be fulfilled. And he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. And he left them, and went again, and prayed the 3rd time, saying the same words. Then cometh he to his disciples, and saith unto them, Sleep on now, and take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us be going. Behold, he is at hand that doth betray me. While he yet spake, lo, Judas, one of the number of the 12, came, and with him a great multitude with swords and staves, sent from the chief priests and elders of the people. But he that betrayed him had given them a token, saying, Whosoever I kiss, that same is he. Hold him fast. And forthwith he came to Jesus, and said, Hail, Master, and kissed him. And Jesus said unto him, Friend, wherefore art thou come? Then came they, and laid hands on Jesus, and took him. And behold, one of them which were with Jesus stretched out his hand, and drew his sword, and struck a servant of the high priest, and smote off his ear. Then said Jesus unto him, Put up thy sword into his sheath. For all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall give me even now more than 12 legions of angels? But how then shall the scriptures be fulfilled? For this must it be. Yeah. This or thus. In that same hour said Jesus to the multitude, Ye be come out as it were unto a thief with swords and staves for to take me. I sat daily with you, teaching in the temple, and ye took me not. But all this is done that the scriptures of the prophets might be fulfilled. Then all the disciples forsook him and fled. And they took Jesus and led him to Caiaphas the high priest, where the scribes and the elders were assembled. But Peter followed him afar off unto the high priest's palace, or place, and went in and sat with the servants to see the end. The chief priests and the elders and all the council sought false witnesses against Jesus for to put him to death. but found none. Yea, when many false witnesses came, yet found they none. At the last came 2 false witnesses, and said, This fellow said, I am able to destroy the temple of God, and to build it again in 3 days. And the chief priest arose and said unto him, Answerest thou nothing? Why do these bear witness against thee? But Jesus held his peace. And the chief priest answered and said unto him, I charge thee by the living God that thou tell us whether thou be Christ the Son of God. Jesus saith unto him, Thou hast said. Nevertheless I say unto you, hereafter shall ye see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power, and coming in the clouds of the sky. Then high priest rent his clothes, saying, He hath spoken blasphemy. What need we of any more witnesses? Behold, now ye have heard his blasphemy. What think ye? They answered and said, He is worthy to die. Then did they spit in his face, and buffeted him with fists, and others smote him on his face with the palm of their hands, saying, Tell us, thou Christ, who is he that smote thee? Peter sat without, or outside in the palace, and a damsel came to him, saying, Thou also wast with Jesus of Galilee. But he denied before them all, saying, I wot not what thou sayest. When he was gone out into the porch, another wench saw him, and said unto them that were there, This fellow was also with Jesus of Nazareth. And again he denied with an oath, saying, I do not know the man. And after a while came unto him they that stood by, and said unto Peter, Surely thou art even one of them, for thy speech bewrayeth thee. Then began he to curse and to swear that he knew not the man. And immediately the cock crew. And Peter remembered the word of Jesus, which said unto him, Before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. And he went out and wept bitterly. 27. Christ is delivered unto Pilate. Judas hangeth himself. Christ is crucified among thieves. He dieth and is buried. Watchmen, keep the grave. When the morning was come, all the chief priests and the elders of the people held a council against Jesus, and put him to death, and brought him bound, and delivered him unto Pontius Pilate the deputy. Then Judas, which had betrayed him, seeing that he was condemned, repented himself, and brought again the 30 plates of silver to the chief priests and elders, saying, I have sinned, betraying the innocent blood. And they said, What is that to us? See thou to that. And he cast down the silver plates in the temple, and departed, and went and hanged himself. And the chief priests took the silver plates, and said, It is not lawful for to put them into the treasure, because it is the price of blood. And they took counsel, and bought with them a potter's field, to bury strangers in. Wherefore that field is called Akeldama, that is, the field of blood, until this day. Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremy the prophet, saying, And they took 30 silver plates, the price of him that was valued, whom they bought of the children of Israel, and gave them for the potter's field, as the Lord appointed me. Jesus stood before the deputy, and the deputy asked him, saying, Art thou the king of the Jews? Jesus saith unto him, Thou sayest. And when he was accused of the chief priests and elders, he answered nothing. Then saith Pilate unto him, Hearest thou not how many witnesses they lay against thee? And he answered him to never a word, insomuch that the deputy marveled greatly. At that feast the deputy was wont to deliver unto the people a prisoner whom they would desire. He had then a notable prisoner called Barabbas. Therefore, when they were gathered together, Pilate said, Whether will ye that I give loose unto you, Barabbas or Jesus, which is called Christ? For he knew that for envy they had delivered him. When he was set down to give judgment. His wife sent unto him, saying, Have thou nothing to do with that just man, for I have suffered many things this day in sleep because of him. But the chief priests and the elders persuaded the people that they should ask Barabbas, and destroy Jesus. The deputy answered and said unto them, Whether of the twain will ye that I let loose unto you? They said, Barabbas. Pilate said unto them, What shall I do then with Jesus, which is called Christ? They all said unto him, Let him be crucified. The deputy said, What evil hath he done? But they cried the more, saying, Let him be crucified. When Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, but that more busyness was made, he took water and washed his hands before the people, saying, I am innocent of the blood of this just person. Ye shall see. Then answered all the people and said, His blood be on us and on our children. Then let he Barabbas loose unto them, and scourged Jesus, and delivered him to be crucified. Then the soldiers of the deputy took Jesus in the common hall, and gathered unto him all the company. And they stripped him, and put on him a purple robe, and platted a crown of thorns, and put upon his head, and a reed in his right hand, and bowed the knee before him, and mocked him, saying, Hail, King of the Jews! And when they had spit upon him, they took the reed, and smote him on the head. And after that they had mocked him, they took the robe off him again, and put his own raiment on him, and led him away to crucify him. And as they came out, they found a man of Cyrene named Simon. Him they compelled to bear his cross. And they came unto the place which is called Golgotha, that is to say, a place of dead men's skulls, and gave him vinegar to drink, mingled with gall. And when he had tasted thereof, he would not drink. And when they had crucified him, they parted his garments, and did cast lots, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet. They parted my garments among them, and upon my vesture did they cast lots. And they sat and watched him there, and set up over his head the cause of his death. Written, This is Jesus, the King of the Jews. Then were there 2 thieves crucified with him, one on the right hand, and another on the left. They that passed by reviled him, wagging their heads, and saying, Thou that destroyedst the temple of God, and didst build it in 3 days, save thyself. If thou be the Son of God, come down from the cross. Likewise also the high priests, mocking him with the scribes and elders, said, He saved others, himself can he not save? If he be the King of Israel, let him now come down from the cross, and we will believe him. Would they? He trusted in God. Let him deliver him now, if he will have him. For he said, I am the Son of God. The thieves also, which were crucified with him, cast the same in his teeth. From the 6th hour was there darkness over all the land, unto the 9th hour. And about the 9th hour Jesus cried with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. That is to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Which is Psalm 22. Some of them that stood there, when they had heard that, said, This man calleth for Elijah. And straightway one of them ran and took a sponge, and when he had filled it with vinegar, he put it on a reed, and gave him to drink. Others said, Let be, let us see whether Elijah will come and deliver him. Jesus, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the ghost. And behold, the veil of the temple did rend into 2 parts, from the top to the bottom, and the earth did quake, and the stones rent, and graves did open, and many bodies of saints which slept arose, and went out of the graves after his resurrection. And came into the holy city, and appeared unto many. So this is listing things that happened, but this is future. When the centurion that saw, and they that were with him watching Jesus, saw the earthquake and those things which happened, they feared greatly, saying, Truly, this was the Son of God. And many women were there, beholding him afar off, which followed Jesus from Galilee, ministering unto him, among which was Mary Magdalene, and Mary the mother of James and Joseph, and the mother of Zebedee's children. When the even was come, there came a rich man of Arimathea, named Joseph, which also was Jesus' disciple. He went to Pilate, and begged the body of Jesus. Then Pilate commanded the body to be delivered. And when Joseph had taken the body, he wrapped it in a clean linen cloth, and laid it in his new tomb, which he had hewn out even in the rock. and rolled a great stone to the door of the sepulchre, and departed. And there was Mary Magdalene and the other Mary sitting over against the sepulchre. The next day that followed the day of preparing. The high priests and Pharisees came together unto Pilate, saying, Sir, we remember that this deceiver said while he was yet alive, After 3 days I will rise again. Command therefore that the sepulchre be made sure until the 3rd day, lest his disciples come and steal him away, and say unto the people, He is risen from the dead. And the last error shall be worse than the first. Pilate said unto them, Ye have the watch. Ye have the watch. Go your way, make it as sure as you can. Does this mean you have people to watch, or ye yourselves have that duty? You have the watch. Either way. So they went and made the sepulchre sure with watchmen, and sealed the stone. 28. The resurrection of Christ. The high priests give the soldiers money to say that Christ was stolen out of his grave. Christ appeareth to his disciples, and sendeth them forth to preach and to baptize. This is Matthew 28. Upon an evening of the Sabbaths, which dawneth, the first day of the Sabbaths. What does the King James have there? In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week. So this is a different kind of Sabbath being indicated here. This could be an annual Sabbath. Sabbath week. It's a little different from the King James anyway. Probably different, just a different emphasis or focus than the King James. Came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre. And behold, there was a great earthquake, for the angel of the Lord descended from heaven, and came and rolled back the stone from the door, and sat upon it. His countenance was like lightning, and his raiment white as snow. And for fear of him the keepers were astonied, and became as dead men. The angel answered and said unto the women, Fear ye not, for I know that ye seek Jesus, which was crucified. He is not here. He is risen, as he said. Come see the place where that the Lord was laid, and go quickly and tell his disciples that he is risen again from the dead. And behold, he goeth before you into Galilee. There ye shall see him. Lo, I have told you. And they departed quickly from the sepulchre, with fear and great joy, and did run to bring his disciples word. And as they went to tell his disciples, behold, Jesus met them, saying, All hail. And they came and held him by the feet, and worshipped him. Then said Jesus unto them, Be not afraid. Go tell my brethren that they go into Galilee, and there shall they see me. When they were gone, behold, some of the keepers came into the city, and showed unto the high priests all the things that had happened. And they gathered them together with the elders, and took counsel, and gave large money unto the soldiers, saying, Say ye that his disciples came by night, and stole him away while ye slept. And if this come to the ruler's ears, we will persuade him, and save you harmless. So they took the money and did as they were taught, and this saying is noised among the Jews unto this day. Then the 11 disciples went away into Galilee, into a mountain where Jesus had appointed them. And when they saw him, they worshipped him. But some doubted. And Jesus came and spake unto them, saying, All power is given unto men. Nope. All power is given unto me, in heaven and in earth. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you alway, even until the end of the world. Here endeth the Gospel of St. Matthew.